if you are new here, I'm Tanisha and I make videos related to books that I love and what are my thoughts on some books. So this channel is related to books and novels, and if you are already subscribed to the channel, welcome back to our channel. And in this video we're gonna talk about my one of the most anticipated series that I've always wanted to read for the last 1 years. The series which has always intrigued me, the storyline that I've heard its bit here and there have always intrigued me. So I'm talking about none other than the Inheritance game series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Now, initially I thought that this series is a trilogy, which consists of the first book is the Inheritance game, the second is the Hawthorne Legacy, and the third is the Final Gambit. But yesterday, just after finishing the Final Gambit, I went on the internet and did a little research and get to know that there is a spin-off series which consists of three books again. So I do not know that the spin-off series is related to this the initial plot or not, or it is the series of its own, but somehow the characters are same. And but as of now I do not really know much about the spin-off series, but we'll get to know that after some month. But first let's talk about the Inheritance game series. So let me just tell you that first I'm going to give a non-spoiler review of the book, and then at the end of the book I'm going to give you some of the some of the spoilers. So if you do not want to hear the spoilers, just skip that, okay? So the spoiler will be going to be at the very end, so you can just watch the initial part and then you can not watch till the end, okay? But if you want to know some of my personal thoughts on the book, which will eventually lead to me telling some of the spoilers, so please watch the whole video, okay? So now starting off with the synopsis, that the story follows a billionaire who has just died, but instead of giving all his monies and first thing first, he is a billionaire with a capital B. But the twist is that he has given everything to a complete stranger when he has a family of his own. Like, he has his own daughters, he has his four grandsons. And yeah, by the way, I'm really going to talk in detail about all the four grandsons because they do deserve that. Okay, so talking about the first book, like the Inheritance game, in this everyone wants to know why every wants to know why Tobias has chosen her instead of any other person. This is it. This is all the synopsis about the first book. Now, one thing that you want to know is that Tobias Hawthorne was a man who loved riddles, puzzles, and poems, and he loves that. He loved different games. So the mansion he has built, it is filled with hidden staircase, secret passages, tunnels, and different games. And he has taught all his four grandsons, whose name is Nash Hawthorne, who is the eldest brother. The second is Grayson, the third is Jameson, and the fourth is Alexander, and in short he is called as Xander. Okay, so he has always taught all his four grandsons to be extraordinary. He has always taught them to be brilliant in one way or the other. Like, the four grandsons are brilliant and intelligent in their own way. Tobias has always taught his grandsons from the very childhood to play these things. He make them solve all the puzzles he had set for them, and he set certain prize in the end. So throughout their life, they have always they have always played Tobias game, and it looks like adventure to them. They enjoy it. They are like that. Initially when I read about the brothers, like the first pages, like when they were hearing the will, I was like, they are so strange. How can a man be like that? How they're acting so indifferent, and they're so unique. Like, they were so unique and different that initially you'll be like, but again, as the chapter proceeded, you'll definitely gonna fall in love with them, each one of them. And it's really beautiful. Like their character is amazing, honestly. The first book, in the inheritance game, all they do is to solve all the puzzles and riddles their grandfather has set for them, in order to know that why Avery has inherited all the money and why not their own one. So first book ended at a very, okay, so I was saying, okay, so I was saying कि the first book ended at a very cliffhanger. And what happened with me that, when I was reading the first book, when I completed it, it was around 3 a.m. in the morning, and I had the second book, the PDF with me. And I was like, should I sleep or should I continue reading it? I was in dilemma, but then I was like, I'll sleep anyway, yaar. Like, कभी भी सो लेंगे, but I'll read. Like, so the anticipation of knowing ki what happened next was so strong that I started reading the Hawthorne Legacy immediately. And did I just mention that the Inheritance game was a 5-star book for me? And the inheritance game was a little lighter. Okay, it was not much intense, but as the story continues in the Hawthorne Legacy, the plot started to thicken and it start to get intense. And there is so much plot line and subplot that are going, that for a moment you are have to take a step back and you have to reconnect everything. Acha, am I able to line ki ye iska family member hai, he is a family member of that person? Like, there was so much relation going on that at a point I was like, isn't, like कहीं पे इंसेस्ट वाला प्लॉट तो प्ले नहीं हो रहा है ना, कोई भाई बहन तो नहीं निकल गया ना? आई वॉज बिजी चेकिंग दैट बिकॉज it was messed up in a way. It was so, the plot was so good and so messed up that you'll eat it up. Okay, so the Hawthorne Legacy start just from where the previous book ends. Like, there is no further build up of the story, and I was glad for it, because initially, in the inheritance game, a lot of build up has already been done. And in the Hawthorne Legacy, it start from exactly where the first book ended. So I really appreciate that. In Hawthorne Legacy, we get to know that how Avery is related to Hawthorne family and who her father is. We get to know the answer of this question, and we also get to know, like, we get a deep look into all these individual four brothers. And there is also a love triangle going on between Jameson, Grayson and Avery. And there is also love of Xander going on. And Nash is also going on. Okay, now let's talk about these four grandsons. Okay, so starting with Nash Hawthorne, who is the eldest brother. And one thing that is common with all these four brothers are that they are half siblings. Like, they have the same mother, but they have different father. And none of the grandson has their father with them. Like, they are just with their mother. Their father have left them. Nash is the eldest brother, and he is a cowboy. Like, he is a total cowboy. Okay, and he is someone that who is not at all interested in the power play of the money and whatever the game his grandfather is playing. He has kept himself away from all these things because he knows something that no other of his grandson know. Okay, and I'm not going to talk about that. About Nash is that he has a savior complex. Like, he is the one who saves everyone in trouble. He helps everyone whom he think is in trouble. Okay, so that was Nash Hawthorne for you. And he also has a thing for Avery's someone special, and they're in relationship in one way or the other, which was not one of the highlights, but it was also interesting to watch. He has really interested me into reading more about him. Okay, so moving on to the second brother, that is Grayson. And oh my god, Grayson is someone whom my heart feel for. Okay, Grayson is, first thing first, he is blondie and he has the silver grayish eyes, and he is a morally grey character. Like, apparently he was supposed to be that heir who has to inherit all the money of his grandfather, but Avery has inherited all that money. Okay, so just for that he solely despises Avery in the beginning. He thinks that she is some con woman who has come and she is cheating them somehow. Okay, and he was so insisted in knowing what was the actual face of Avery behind, like what was the actual mascara. Okay, so but when he get to know that she herself do not know, like she is real and she is good, and she also like have good relationship with his family, their relationship changes, their dynamic changes, and somehow Grayson Paul like start feeling for her. But the thing is that Grayson is suffering internally, and he is suffering from emotional trauma that has created due to someone from the past whom Grayson has loved, and at the same time Jameson have loved, and this is one of like a subplot but kind of main plot of the story. Like this plot was very important, which I'm not going to spoil for you. Okay, and the other thing is that I really feel bad for Grayson, yaar. My heart really feel bad for Grayson. Like, give everyone to every other person, but I want Grayson for myself. Okay? All I wanted it to say that Grayson does deserve a happy ending, and I request Jennifer, please do something for him. Please do something for him. Okay, so moving on to the third brother, who is Jameson, and he is a wild, like drunk Jameson is a wild. He is also involved, of course, in the love triangle between Jameson, Grayson, and Avery. But beside that, he is intelligent and he is hungry for riddles, for games, for all this mystery and secret passages. He is a boy who loves adventure and he loves to play his grandfather's game. And since he loves mystery so much, he also find every very much amusing. Like for him, she is a mystery girl whom he wants to solve, and that was very much about Jameson. Other than that, he was also a very gentleman, and his flirting skills are great. Jameson, like, okay, moving on to the fourth brother and my most favorite brother. I know I have said that it is very hard to choose one brother, but Xander, my god, like he is so much quirky, full of humor, full of life, and have a thing for machines. And he's like he's a mechanic who loves to invent new things, and he loves to like make the situation lighter. When everyone is fighting, he's the one to throw a quirky banter, and I love him for that. I really love him. He is also the best hawthorne best friend of Avery, and he's really amazing. And Xander is also one of the most intelligent mathematically, and he's intelligent in that way also. And he also has a unique relationship with one of the very special friend of Avery. And one thing that I want to tell, that my favorite supporting character of whole the Inheritance game series is Max, and Max is an amazing character. And Max has her own vocabulary, like alternate words for all the cuss words she uses because she was not allowed to use it. So she was definitely my favorite of the whole book. Okay, now moving on to the third and final book in the first saga, that is the Final Gambit, which is about finally solving all the riddles and puzzles, and solving the last puzzle that was set in the second book, the end of the second book from which the third book started, and finally solving that thing to know the one of the greatest secret of all time that Tobias Hawthorne has hidden from everyone, which clears everyone relationship with itself and why she has inherited everything. So first of all, there are so many plot going on, there's so many subplots and characters going on, that for a moment I thought it was so hard, like it will messed up. I initially thought that, but the way Jennifer has deliberately has everything like came together at the end. She has made that, she has written it so well that everything just came at the end together so well, and the mystery got unraveled in a beautiful way. And Like this ending is satisfying, the epilogue is satisfying, and it has set loose end for different stories to start from that. So I love the Final Gambit as much as I have loved the other two books. So it was also a 5 star for me. But a thing is that so many things is going on in this book, which might be very overwhelming for you. So if you feel that way, because I have felt that way at a certain point, so keep the book down and go for a walk, go and drink a glass of water, and then re-continue the book, and then you'll be able to again re-enjoy it at that same intensity as you have enjoyed the previous chapters. So that was it. I have given this book 5 out of 5 stars. The whole series is 5 out of 5 stars. It is a must read book. It is young adult, but I genuinely believe that even adults will definitely enjoy it. So till now it was a spoiler free video, and now I'm going to give some of the spoils and talk about my personal feeling on some of the plots. Okay, so if you do not want to listen, thank you for watching till now. And now if you continue to watch, let's get into it. Okay, now the first thing that I want to talk about is the love triangle between Grayson, Jameson and Avery. I personally believe that I was happy that every get ended with James. Like they were beautiful pair. They were made for each other. Okay, they understood each other the way no one else understand them. Their feelings were same. Their idea of adventure and solving puzzles and the thrill they got while solving it, they had that same. They understand each other at that level. Okay, but what I want to say is that Grayson do not deserve the ending that he has got in the book. Like he has suffered so much from the point till Emily. Like if you don't know, Emily is the dead girl who has dated both Jameson and Grayson at the same time. And when Jameson find out that she is like double dating both of them, he back out from that. And Grayson still loves Emily and he is stuck with her. But Emily decided to end her life in order to mock them, or I don't know what was going in her mind. But both of the brother blamed themselves for her death, because when she was dying, Jameson was also present watching her die. And but let me tell you, it was none of the brothers' mistake, but it was just Emily's mistake. She was such a psychopath. I'm honestly saying, yeah, I don't know why reading her character made my blood boil so much. At a point, I wanted to slap her, because every time she was being mentioned, every time both brothers was like they were still emotionally suffering from it. And they have hide it very well. They were doing reckless thing in order to cope up with that. But yeah, Grayson did deserve something better. And yeah, I request Jennifer, if you have not have something for him, please do something for him. Moving on, the second thing that I want to talk about is the Toby Hawthorne. Like his relationship with everyone, like his relationship with his father or Avery's mother or with Avery, that was very unique. Toby in itself was a very unique character. Like his development or his character, where like initially at his childhood he was very intelligent and very curious and was very brilliant child. But as he discovered the hidden secrets and dark secrets of his father, he grew angry and he flew from there. He did something terrible at certain point, which destroy many people's life. And then he went from there in self glani, what that say. Okay, he flew from there. And he identified every world that he was dead. But when he finally met with Avery, yes, spoiler, he was not dead, he was just playing the death card. Okay, so when his interaction was with Avery, and there was one moment when Avery said, "You have one daughter." Okay, but Toby said, "No, I had two daughters." That moment, that just shook my heart. It was one of my favorite moments from all time. And like the whole interaction of Avery and his father, like Toby, was wonderful. I loved it, I cherished it. And there were many other interactions from the book that I really love. There was one particular interaction of Grayson and Avery in wine cellar. I loved that moment. I loved that other moment where Grayson said, "Us, Avery, it can't happen. I cannot let any other girl to come between us." That was one of my favorite moment. Or the moment where Jameson said to Avery while she was in coma that I've came every day, I've came like this handsome face, like something like that. I love that moment. The side characters, be it Oren, be it Libby, Max, or Elisa or Landon, every character was perfect. They were adding to the story, and I loved even Thea and Rebecca. They were also one of my favorite couple of the book, and I loved the book, yeah, and I genuinely believe that you will too. Okay, although the book is young adult, but I genuinely feel that the adult people will also enjoy this book as much as anyone else. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, please consider to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you to see you in the next video. Till then, bye, take care, keep drinking water, keep yourself hydrated.